Oh, yeah. Silver hits my best buy zone. We've hit over 500 subscribers, which means silver giveaway time too. What a 24 hours it has been. If you're watching this on the replay, look, use the time codes below, people. But if you're watching this live, you get to enjoy everything we do here at Good Morning Stackers. And you're also going to get the theme song.
Oh yeah, we're feeling fine.
Theme song at the start of the show.
It's podcast time.
Grab
a tasty beverage. Let's get in
for the
groove. Synchronized slurp. Now we're on the move. Good morning, Stackers.
Oh yeah, we're feeling fine.
Yes, it is Good Morning Stackers. Get your tasty beverage ready for the synchronized slurp together. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, go. What a day. What a day. 500 plus subscribers. We'll talk about the silver giveaway, the kind of the criteria and the stuff that you've got to do. That's coming later on the show. I'm going to tease you with it. Hit the big red subscribe button. If you haven't, you've still got time. You've still got a little time. I'll let you know. And also hit the like button because that helps with the algorithm. We're going to talk about all things silver today, best buy zone, blah, blah, blah. Who the hell am I? I am Joe Main. I'm even wearing a collared shirt today for hitting over 500 subscribers and, best buy zone. I've worked in the precious metals industry in Australia for 11 years. I did. And I've been a stacker for longer than that. Now I do this weekday morning show. And I help you launch and grow your business on YouTube and other social media from anywhere in the world. I deal with any clients in the world. Time zones can be a little tricky, but that's okay. We figure it out. If you have a business or you work for a business or you know someone who has a business that you think could benefit from launching and growing a YouTube channel or Instagram channel or whatever, pair the right ones together for the business for you, depending on your business, send them my way. Go to instagram.com/it's Joe Main. Instagram.com/it's Joe Main. I'm going to get rid of that so I can't hear myself and see my ugly mug. I see it often enough as it is. Right here, that's silver. But of course, head over to Instagram, blah, 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 blah. No. Right there. Okay. Instagram.com/it's Joe Main. Right there. Why? Because I have a lot of free content about how to create consistently engaging content to launch and grow. As I said, if you've got social media, that's okay. Maybe it needs a revitalizing. Maybe it needs to be a bit better. Lots of free content. Plus, if you want to work with me directly, you send me a DM through Instagram and we have a brief chat. We figure out, is this going to work for you? Could it be? Could my skills be transferred to you, which I know that they can? And I have a 10-week course that teaches you how to create consistently engaging content. And by the end of it, you've got a full content plan. Your YouTube channel is up and running, the whole deal, like I've been doing with Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, my brand partner. They also happen to be one of my clients for my coaching clients for YouTube. So they've got a channel which actually almost has 500 subscribers as well, because they're doing great guns. They've had videos with 3,000 plus views already, all because I've taught them the skills to create consistently engaging content and how to launch it and all that kind of stuff. Right, but they're Australia's first bullion dealer to offer free shipping on all discount volumes. You buy over a certain amount and you can combine items as well. You don't just have to buy 10 of one thing or 20 of another thing. You can mix and match. As long as it's over a certain amount of items in the shopping cart, you get instant free shipping not worldwide, instant free shipping Australia-wide. They don't ship internationally. They don't take international orders. So sorry for the rest of you, but that is what it is. Australia's first business to offer free shipping. It just doesn't happen in any other bullion dealer. No other bullion dealer was willing to do it. They didn't think, I guess, it could be done feasibly, economically, whatever. And Perth Bullion Exchange said, Ricky at Perth Bullion Exchange said, no, I'm going to be the first. I'm going to be the maverick. And they've got their special on today, this week, I should say. Special is as you know, although if you're just watching this for the first time, welcome as a new subscriber, the 10-ounce Scottsdale Silver Stacker Bar for $10 off per bar. And then, of course, you buy over 10, and get free shipping, or buy one of these and then mix and match with other products, a bunch of silver coins of different types, whatever, and then free shipping Australia-wide. It's just the best. So that's why they're my brand partner, and they're doing great guns on the social media. All right, people, we've got to do the shout-outs. There's a few things. Speaking of, we'll get to the shout-outs. Here's how, if you're new to the show, here's how it works. We do an introduction, we do the Synchronised Slurp, we do some kind of plug, which I've got to do. We also do our shout-outs. Again, that's why I tell the subscribers to use the time codes. If you only care about silver analysis or platinum analysis or whatever, the time codes are really easy, but this is the GMS family, all right? This is the Good Morning Stackers family. This is why it's so important. We're building a community here. So you impatient people, use the time codes, right? But this is what it's really about. It's about this community. So I did see a comment before we got on, before I was live, someone said something about Perth Bullion Exchange. It was Greg C. G'day, Greg C. Great to see you back on the show. First purchase from Perth Bullion Exchange arrived yesterday. I have to say I was extremely happy with the service. I've been hearing this, and it's not because they're just my brand partner and blah, 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 right? But you can't read my mind. So could I just be completely lying to you? Yes, I'm not. I'm incredibly impressed with Perth Bullion Exchange, how they handle their business, how Ricky there does business. And from the get-go, from the very first purchase that got shipped out, early in May, because they only launched in May, there was already the bags, the business card, or the little pamphlet thing. Like, he had all those ducks in a row first. It wasn't just like a little mum and pop, little, out of the house. He had a full store, and the store's there in Booragoon in Western Australia, in the little shopping centre area. Already had the full shop, almost set up. They were waiting for some signage, but we talked about that ages ago. But the full deal, you get the bag and the this and the that and all that stuff. So the people getting stuff from Perth Bullion Exchange now, they're getting it really quickly. If you order by a certain time of the day, it gets picked and packed that day and then shipped out that evening. So you could potentially, if you pay in enough time and all that, you could potentially order on one day, get it the next day, depending on where you are, and some caveats. But it comes out really quickly, and for you to say you were extremely happy with the service, I'm not surprised. So thank you, Greg. Appreciate that. And I'm sure Ricky from Perth Bullion Exchange will watch this video because we are brand partners. He plugs me, I plug him, and that's where it works. So quickly, shout outs, GMS. Ooh, is today the day to fire the best buy button? Nope. And you know what I'm going to say. I don't tell anyone what to do. I just tell you, hey, this is in my best buy zone now. You do you. Dollar cost averaging is the best way to go. But if you're asking, kind of outwardly asking the question for yourself, yeah, maybe. Who knows? Vanessa, great to see you again. Vanessa, it's good to see lots of people, newer people on the channel as well. CT from the Lone Star State in Texas. GMS, great to see you guys. Congrats to the GMS family for the milestone. We're all sharing in it, and also use the time codes below if you're watching on the replay. We'll talk about the silver giveaway, of which, quick preview, it is this one right here, 1 ounce Jekyll Island silver round. Come on, I never get that. Right there. I'm going to ship it worldwide, anywhere worldwide, free of charge to one lucky winner. There will be a couple of caveats to it, so you'll have to stick around for that. Mark, he's good, isn't he? I am. If you're talking about me, I am good. If that's what you were talking about, maybe you weren't talking about me. I hear it may go a bit lower according to some YouTubers. Yeah, everyone's got it could go a little bit lower. So I'll say that it could be my best. We'll talk about the best buy zone in a second. If you're just new to the channel, welcome to all the Reddit watchers, the Silver DJing Club and Wall Street Silver people. Maybe Silver DJing Club or Wall Street Silver, Clark Kent Superman, never see them in the same room at the same time, will jump on the live stream because they've done that before. So you never know. GMS. Ho, everyone. Tyler Durden, GMS, great to see you back. Congratulations on passing the 500 subs mark. Keep up the great work. I shall do. CT. Absolutely. CT. Mark Florida man. GMS 507. And thank you, Joe, for getting the Comex to bring the silver spot into my best buy zone. You're welcome. As you know, I've had that best buy zone drawn in for a while. And I never said it was 100% going there. As the prices were going up and down, I was talking about my percentage likelihoods would change depending on support and resistance. Anyway, so Ray M. Black Coal, I don't know what that was, but that's okay. Lance, GMS, good. Morning, Joe, and congrats on 500 subs, mate. Thank you very much, mate. I appreciate it. Hi, 507, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Don't forget to hit the like button. I agree. Congrats on 500. Thank you, Lance. Slurp it. Gotta slurp it. Diamonds. Diamonds Progler Living Forever. Weirdest YouTube name I've ever seen, but it obviously means something to you, and that's okay. G'day from England. G'day to you. Sorry, Joe. How dare you, sir? Don't be late ever again, Pete. Danny Vitnell, Danny Vitt is back in. Howdy. And we'll just end up with a couple of things. GMS chirping since 88. Great to see you. Great content. Keep it up. I shall do. Thank you. I don't think I've seen you on the live channel before, on the live show before. Are you a long-time listener, first-time liver? Okay, let me know. All right, people. Silver's best buy zone has been hit. What does this mean? Does it mean you should buy? No. Let me just go back here and I'll share the screen and we'll do some silver, gold, platinum analysis. We'll also look at the gold to silver ratio too, because that has jumped. All right. It did not find resistance where I thought it would. So I was wrong on that. But here is, what are we doing here? No, I don't want that. Let's go with that. Oh, yeah, because I moved that one and that makes that one move. Here is silver on the daily time frame, priced in US dollars, $27.80 US. Okay, for the new subscribers, I'll just give you the quick little lowdown on what we've been talking about for a while. Okay, I'm going to pop this back onto the monthly and give you a quick little history lesson. For a while, and has this been since almost the start of the show when I started in mid-May? By the way, it's only been, we'll talk about that later. In mid-May, I started the show. I think not too long, maybe a month in. So definitely from June, bare minimum from June, I know. I had drawn in the best buy zone here. It may have even been in May. Possibly, but the best buy zone between $28 anywhere down to $26. Why is it this area? Let me just quickly mention why. Number one, and for the long-term subscribers, long-term watchers, you know why, but we'll quickly mention it. $28 on the yearly time frame has been a level of, where are we? Right there. A level of, no, it wasn't on the daily, it was on the monthly, I think, but a level of resistance and support. So right here, going back all the way, and this is going back to, if you can see that above here, that's going back to roughly 1979, but right down here, where's the 28? Right here. You can see very clearly a level of support right there, well, that's where we are in that one there. But if I go back to the monthly as well, hang on a second, let me go, I think it was the quarterly, just bear with me, you mofos. Yeah, around about that 28, there we go, because it's been a key level of support and resistance for a long time. However, that was not the major one. The major one is $26. Big line in the sand. You can see right here, it comes close to this Fibonacci level here of $25.70. We've been basically calling it 27. Let me go back to this is the quarterly. Okay, so each candle here is 1 quarter. So we had the peak in 2011 where we went up to $50 US. And since then, it's actually going to be easier. Sorry, I know it's annoying. It's going to be easier if I show it to you on the monthly. Right back here. Then, since 2011, since back here before the peak. So that's right here at a little bit over 26. But right here, this 26 level has been a level of support since the peak of 2011. Support, like that. And 1, 2, 3 major levels of support. And this is from between 2011 until 2013. Back then, and I can only tell you what was happening back then because I was working for I was stacking, and also I started working for a bullion dealer in 2013. But $26 seemed to be back then the line in the sand that would never get broken again. We just thought, look, I hit 26 once. I hit 26 again, bounce off again. Third time, bounce off again. And that's when we all thought, around about here in your August, September of 2012, when it broke back up, we're like, man, that 26 is such a huge level. We're not going back down there. Oh, look. And for the newbie kind of investors, which I was at the time, I didn't know as much about technical analysis as I do now and all that stuff. I wasn't learning about relative strength index and this and all that. I was just kind of watching the price and the price only. So I'm seeing 1, 2, 3 tests of 26. I'm like, no chance, right? Blah, blah, blah. Hits back over up to like over $30, right? I'm like, that's it. Like 26 will never be hit again. Then in 2013, on the day, I shit you not, on the day, my day one, working for my very first bullion dealer in the retail industry, Goldstackers, in April of that year, and I don't remember the exact date, but it was the day of, I started on the Monday, and over that weekend, it had closed below, it broke that 26 level. So literally for me, it was a trial by fire on day one working for Goldstackers, and I was only volunteering at the time. The line was out the door. It was ridiculous. So it had broken this 26, and I started that day, and then it was like, oh, we didn't think that would happen. Uh-oh. And there we go. So that's a big line in the sand. So 26, major line in the sand, and then it broke. Okay. This is why I'm just sharing this with you, why 28 to 26 has been the best buy zone for me. Right there. Then, of course, blah, 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 14, 14, 14. Fibonacci. What do you know? Just out of interest, these are my Fibonacci levels, just so you know, for the new subscribers. Fibonacci levels going from the old highs of the 80s down to the old lows of the 90s right here. And what do you know? We found support at around about the 2.36 level of the, this Fibonacci level of 14. Resistance here, $20.50, $20.70. Coincides with a Fibonacci. What do you know? Support, support, support. COVID low right here, COVID spike. If the COVID didn't happen, we wouldn't have seen this breached. Because why wouldn't have? There was no black swan event. It would have just sailed along. Then, back here, what happened? We broke 26. We held for a month and then failed move. Oftentimes from a failed move to hold, fast move to the downside. We then held 1 to 3 months. It was looking positive. Nope, 26, broken again. We tried again, and nope, broken again. Okay, so a few failed attempts to hold for any significant period of time. We had a spike, but it was a close below. So we hadn't closed at or above $26 since June of 2021. Okay, there. We spiked above, made a play, but no, it was a close below. Then blah, 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 symmetrical triangle pattern. We made a play for it in April of last year, closed below. Made a second play in May of last year, closed below. We made another play here, closed below in December last year. We made a play in March of this year, but it closed the month below. But that's looking positive, right? That's coming to the top end of this symmetrical triangle pattern. And finally, in just April of last year, so exactly 13 years, well, actually I won't do that. No, don't worry about that, that's wrong. But we closed above, we closed a month above. So that's looking, okay, that's positive. A long-term downtrend or a long-term consolidation below $26, failure to hold for any significant period of time. That's great. And then that told me I was getting confident that we were in a new bull market for silver, back here. But breaking and closing above here told me, for me personally, 99% we're there. And then May happened, and then shoot straight through, spiking above $31, although we didn't close above 31, but we closed at above $30. That's a very, very clear bull market sign, okay? And so what that did is that confirmed the breakout of here, And then we had that peak. Then from there, in June, once we were coming down here, well, actually, when we got to this peak here, I was talking about, and very much so, when you break out of a certain long-term pattern, you tend to, not always, you tend to break out and retest. You can do this on the very short, you can do this on the 1 minute time frame. Anytime you break out of a major pattern, particularly symmetrical triangle patterns or break out of major resistance, you tend to come back and at least test it quickly, because it's a test. Was this the real thing? We're going to test that. Are the buyers now more confident and they're buying at that previous support level, right? Previous resistance level. It doesn't happen every single time, but it's pretty darn reliable. It happens on the smaller time frames, but it equally happens on the larger time frames. That's why I said, watch out for this. I said, breakout good, and I've been saying for a while, a potential retest of this area. And that's why I've drawn in. So for those two reasons, and this is why, my apologies, this is why it's been, now I'm looking on the monthly, right here, 28, right here around that kind of 28 level. That's close, spike but failure to close, spike, failure to close, spike, failure to close above. That's why 28's been the top end of the best buy zone, and that's why 26 has been the bottom end of the best buy zone. And also, I've been saying, just watch out potentially for this downtrend line. You could retest that. For me, that would be just a spike. I wouldn't see that closing below. So that's why I've had 28 to 26 drawn in as the best buy zone. So have I been saying that you should be waiting to buy until we get to 28? Absolutely not. You dollar cost average, you do you. Now that we're in this area, I don't give financial advice and all that stuff, but it's in my best buy zone. I find it to be, I think, the greatest risk to reward. What do I mean by that? Could we absolutely tank, and then it's just bear market? Duh. Yes, of course. But since we've broken out of 26, since we broke out of this long-term symmetrical triangle pattern here, since we closed a month above previous resistance, right here, we closed, look at this, okay? This is why I'm so confident on silver in the longer term. We closed a month above this resistance here, this spike, and this spike. We closed a month, okay? Broke above, closed the month above it, and then it looks like we're just having a bit of a consolidation, a bit of a retest. This is a big move in 3 months from $22.50 to $32.50, a $10 move in 3 months. That's huge for silver. In crypto, not so much, but in silver and precious metals, that's massive, right? So big move. We have to see a bit of cooling off, okay, on the longer term time frame. That's why it's the best buy zone for me. Why am I saying all this? I give it a 40% chance at this stage that we see $26 hit, but because we're in the best buy zone, and again, you should just be dollar cost averaging anyway, but it's the best risk to reward for me because I'm in the bull market territory here, 99%. I think this is the best buy zone because I don't want to wait to see if it spikes down to, say, $25. It could certainly spike, but why wait? Because that could be a spike that happens overnight, our time. You might not get it. Is your bullion dealer open at the time? Is their website, are you up at 3 a.m. when it hits $25, for example, as a spike? Are you going to catch the falling knife? Yeah. Are you going to catch it? Probably not. So the best buy zone is that $2 area. It's, for me personally, an interesting area for me to load up some more silver at around these areas. So that's why it's the best buy zone for me. You could want to wait until 26 and you might get it. And, as I said, a lot of the time you come out and you break out and you have a retest. Watch out for that spike. Okay. I would not want to see it. I don't take the risks like this. I just think that's why the best buy zone for me is a zone in which you would be dollar cost averaging more into, which I plan to do personally. But you could certainly see the retest of a spike down to 25, but I wouldn't wait for it. Personally, you could want to if you want, and you might think it's going to go even lower than that. Your call. It just seems to be the big line in the sand is this 26. So here's what I don't want to see out of interest. I don't want to see it close really any month below 20. We're going to call it 25.70 actually, because technically I'll do that on the I'm based on the Fibonacci. Okay, so not 26, but it's close enough. I'll call it $25.75 US cents. Okay, that's why I call it basically your 26. But if we close below, a month below 25.75, if we close anywhere below here, that's not looking good. Okay, it says, it could hover around there and then fake out, but closing below there doesn't look great. Says, we could potentially, So what I'd love to see, watch out for that area there, 26. You can spike below as long as we close above that 25.75, 26 area. I'm cool, 99% still in a bull market. So do I think we'll hit that area? Not necessarily, 40% chance at this stage. And I would probably even give it a 20 to 30% chance that we see a spike down to here. It could certainly happen. But best buy zone, 28 to 26. What would we want to look for? And let's just do some quick analysis. Out of interest, I want to show you the 4 hour to look at where we could go in the next, where we could close for the weekend. Okay. We are now in extremely overbought territory on the relative strength index. We have spent a real decent amount of time. So down here, if you can see that, this is when I was talking about potentially, and I was completely wrong, potentially an area of a fake out, which I thought might happen in this general area here. It looked like it might, but then it faked out my fake out, and then it had that fast move. See how it broke above that trend line right there that I've had drawn in, but then it was a failed move to sustain that, so a fast move to the downside. So then we went back into, on the relative strength index on the 4 hour time frame, we went back into, so we spent time in extremely oversold, teased it, found resistance, and then we went even lower. I'm going to do a second times the charm. You're not going to spend a lot more time now in extremely oversold on the 4 hour. We've spent some time, spiked above, back down. You're not going to spend days and days in here. So I think around about here might be the turnaround point. That's why I give only 26 a 40% chance at this stage based on this. However, we're going to look at some other factors. On the daily time frame, we're still trending down though. Okay, so still trending down, but we're getting towards the extremely oversold range, and you don't always have to go into extremely oversold before something turns around. To give you an example, right here, back in November of 2023, we peaked here at the top of this symmetrical triangle pattern, and then we came all the way back down to there, so that's $21. So we peaked at $25.90. Oh, well, we peaked at the $26 area. That was that test. Then we came back down to $22 roughly. And on the relative strength index on the daily time frame, we came back down to here. Now, some people might think, oh, we've got to go into extremely oversold again, surely. No, it doesn't always go. Then it turned around, and then that's when it peaked up at $32.50. Okay, so this area doesn't mean it has to go into extremely oversold first. Bear in mind, just it's doable. Okay, so we are still on a downtrend on the relative strength index. So 40% chance that we see 26 or lower. On the weekly time frame on the relative strength index, we are trending down as well. So that is another area to say, some lower prices could be coming. Again, 40% chance for me, the bottom end of the best buy zone at 26. On the monthly time frame, however, slightly different story. This is why you've got to look at the short-term timeframes and the long-term timeframes. We are still above a key level of support on the relative strength index on the monthly timeframe, and in the end, it is the monthlies and the longer-term timeframes that make all the big difference. Right here, and I will move this. Let me move it up to about here. No, I did keep it at there because of around about average. See that? We had this move. All the way down. That's that move on the monthly time frame out of interest, where we went nowhere near extremely oversold. We went below that, below the halfway point. We found support right here, and then we moved back up. And then look at this oscillating, this oscillating wave on the relative strength index. 1, 2, 3, 4 areas of general resistance. And then when we broke through this trend line, we broke through this also. And then that now Does that become support? Yeah, quite possibly. Now, because we're on the monthly time frame, that actually could equate, and that could line up with coming down and testing 26. So that's why I still give it a 40% chance we hit 26. Watch out for this area here, that you don't want the monthly relative strength index to close any month below. That wouldn't be good. And in particular, see this yellow average line? This yellow is the average of the oscillating relative strength index. You don't want to see it this close below this. Now, this will keep creeping up, and I think this will keep creeping up to this area of resistance right here. This might keep going down if we see some more downward price. So they might come to meet each other. I want to see a bounce. If they touch, I want to see a bounce. I don't want to see a close below that. That ain't good for the silver price. So those are the areas you need to look out for. And look, I still remain bullish for silver, and I will keep it in, and maybe I'll just draw it out a little bit. Oh no, I can't do that because I had it for 2024. No, I'll keep that back at where it was. My reasonable target for 2024, and we still have an opportunity to hit it, is anywhere between 37 to 40 US dollars for 2024. That has remained my reasonable high target. I didn't think it was going to go higher than that. It might not reach it, but 37 to 40 was my reasonable area. Let me turn that on to the silent right there. So that remains, that's my kind of my long-term thing. You've got my best buy zone there on silver. We're in the best buy zone now. Do you wait for 26? I wouldn't personally. Should you dollar cost average? Probably. Could we bounce from here? 100%. We could just visit this best buy zone, and then the next couple of weeks we just sail back up. That would be, can I tell you how incredibly positive that would be if we turn around from here, we spend 1 week maybe closed within the best buy zone. And actually we've still got 24 hours roughly. What happens, and I'm just speculating, okay, but what happens if we break out of here and we close back above around this area? Ooh, that's interesting, okay? That would signal buyers are in control of the market. And we may only spend 1 day in the best buy zone. So that's why I say you don't wait your dollar cost average anyway. You should just be averaging in. You buy when it's high, you buy when it's low, and over time you've averaged your cost. So that is silver. Let's do gold. $2,365 US dollars per gold ounce. Gee, what do you know? We found support at 2,350 US dollars. Have I had that drawn in for a long time? Yes. It's pretty obvious stuff again. I'm not saying, woohoo, look at me. It's really damn obvious stuff. What? It was a previous level of resistance. So then I drew in this rectangular box. A while ago I said, watch out, you want to close above 2350 to start to get excited. Then I talked about the $2,400 mark right here. When we were here, I said if we break 2,400 and close a day above it, new all-time highs coming very soon. That's why I had this little text drawn in, and we saw a new all-time high after we closed above it. I kept that 2,400 in, and I said if we close another day above 2,400, new all-time highs coming very soon. We closed this day above it, and then a new all-time high came into fruition. Before we hit that spike right here, I said, watch out for this trend line right here. And we found a spike at that trend line right there. Then I said, watch out for 2,400 to then be support once again. Then we found for a few days an area of support. We spiked a little bit. We closed around that 24 area. The day before we hit 2430, I said, watch out for a new resistance level, and I put this horizontal line in at 2430. Why? Because we broke through, we broke back below, and then this became a level of resistance here and this little cluster here. So I said, watch out for 2430 to be an area of resistance. And then we spiked up to exactly 2430. Okay. I didn't like that spike. I said, I don't like spikes like that. So watch out for, you really want to hold 2400. If you don't hold 2400 and it closes a day below it, or we break back down below, 2350 is going to be your next potential area of support. I didn't say is, I said, just watch out for it. And yesterday we closed at 2350. Okay. Does that mean we're done? Absolutely not. So As I've been saying, while we are below 2,400 US dollars, I don't see new all-time highs coming soon. As soon as we get above $2,400, I say new all-time highs coming soon. That's it. It's just that $2,400 mark. I was tempted to make it that $2,350 because now we have 1, 2 support and an area of resistance. I'll keep it at $2,400 now because we've got that little cluster. Okay, above $2,400, coming really soon in weeks, in like a month or two. Below there, we're not there. Okay, $2,350, breaking that. Then we head down to this area right here, which is this uptrend line. We would, if we close any day below 2,350 or decently below, then we're definitely 90% chance, I'd say, heading down to this area here, of which we would, I think we could potentially find support again. It's an area to watch out for. And obviously, breaking that becomes my best buy zone in gold. But we're nowhere near best buy zone for gold. And at this stage, I gave it a 70% chance while we were at 2,400. While we're above 2,350, I'll still just give it a 70% chance we won't hit, a 30% chance we hit it. So while we're in 24, I gave it a 20% chance we'll hit the best buy zone. While we're above 2,350, I'll still give it a 30% chance we hit the best buy zone. As this goes lower, particularly breaking here, if we break there, then I'm saying basically 95%. We're there, right? That's why I don't give you definites. Any YouTuber, anyone who says, oh, I know 100% it's going there, they don't know. And if it does go there, they'll say, ha, see, I was right. No, it was a lucky guess. That's why I give you percentage likelihoods. And those percentages change depending on how, whether we go up or down. So at this stage, watch for 2,350. You really want to see that hold of support. I would like to see that come back up to 2,400 and range maybe for a little bit. That would sort of test the 2,300 as support. That would sort of shore it up. And then obviously I want to see it break above and hold above 2,400. Then I'm saying, ooh, yeah, that looks good. New all-time highs coming soon. So watch that though. My best buy zone, just out of interest, 30% chance at this stage, 2,250 to 2,150 US dollars. 2,250 to 2,150 is my best buy zone. Could it go lower down to, 2,050, 2,080? Yes. But just like silver, it's the best risk to reward. Should you be waiting for it? No, dollar cost average anyway is your best way to go. On the daily though, I'll give you my thoughts. On the daily, on the relative strength index, we're coming down to exactly support there. I would like to see support found around there. Breaking here, then yeah, no, not good. On the weekly time frame, that's my technical term. As we've been saying for a while, we went into extremely overbought on gold on the weekly time frame, and you spend some time in there, but you don't come back to test it for a while. Okay, so to give you an indication, the last time we peaked in extremely overbought on gold on the weekly time frame was all the way back in July of 2020, 4 years ago. Okay, that gives me pause to think. Okay, it has to give me pause to think. We spent the last time extremely overbought, July of 2020. We've come to test it. We went to the top end of the normal range of the relative strength index on the weekly time frame a couple of times, here in February of 2022, here in January of 2023, and then we tested it again in March this year, and then we sailed through it to make those 3 new all-time highs. What I don't like about this, and what would give me pause to say that the best buy zone has more than a 30% chance, and I'll keep it at 30% chance at the moment, but what gives me pause is the fact that we've been extremely overbought, and also we've come down. We technically made a new all-time high, but it was lower on the relative strength index. We made another brand new all-time high in gold, but it was lower on the relative strength index. Okay, so it's kind of got this, you would call it the price to relative, yeah, the, what do you call it, the divergence thing. So is that a divergence? I'll need to double check. Is that the bullish divergence or the bearish divergence? Feels like the bearish divergence to me, but out of interest, I will double check on that on the RSI. Yeah, look, the positive on that, I guess we've broken here. I just have pause to think, just got to watch out for that. The tick over, right? Bounce, could that be the dead cat bounce? So basically what would confirm that for me, and then we do see lower prices, obviously breaking this level right here on the relative strength index on the weekly time frame. That would say, no, we're going to continue down, very likely to probably the best buy zone. Okay, but that's on the weekly. Let's take a look on the monthly. As I've been saying, though, on the monthly time frame, we are an extremely overbought already. You can spend a lot of time in extremely overbought, but we're in there already on the monthly. I also don't like, as I've been saying, I don't like this pattern. Now, I was saying I don't like this pattern here, right? I was saying it around about here this month. I said, I don't like this pattern where you see this peak, and then a red month, and then we were hovering around about here-ish. I think we're around about where we were now, around about 23.50. I said, and I was wrong. I said, I don't think we're going to see new all-time highs soon because of this spike, and this red month. I was completely wrong about that, and we saw a new all-time high. It's been a quick all-time high, and we're back down. What I don't like about this, and we're at close to the end of this month, this pattern, not a fan. Spike, 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 but look at these spikes. I don't like the big spikes, the upward spikes, because it says we tried and we failed. We tried and we failed. We definitely failed there. We tried again, new all-time high, but it failed to sustain. 3-4 months of failure to sustain. I don't like that, okay? That's why I'm going to give pause to say best buy zone. Oh, I almost want to raise my percentage best buy zone, but while we're in this kind of area here, I'll just remain it as 30%, but just giving pause to that. I don't like that pattern. That doesn't mean I'm right. It's just a feeling. Hopefully we find support at 23.50 and we just break back up. Again, breaking over 2400, I'm going to say new all-time high is probably coming really soon. But got to watch out for those levels and watch out for the best buy zone, 22.50 to 21.50. That is gold. That is silver. Let's do the gold to silver ratio, on which I was bloody wrong about. Absolutely, completely, and utterly wrong. I didn't think we would break resistance here. I didn't think that was coming. I thought that would be resistance on the gold to silver ratio. As this is going up, gold's outperforming silver. As this is going down, silver is outperforming gold. I didn't see, well, and this is where I can be completely wrong. I didn't like this pattern either. This looked weird. It looked unusual, so I thought silver would take over for this week and for next week too. No, I was wrong, completely wrong. So what we've seen now is a complete breakthrough of this long-term uptrend line. And as I was saying last time, this uptrend line here is very key for me. While we are above this uptrend line right here, gold is continuing its dominance. And it might continue. It signals to me that gold will continue its dominance over silver while we're above this line. If we close back down below this line, or we spend any more time down below this uptrend line right here, then it says, oh no, the silver bull market against gold, the silver outperforming of gold will continue. And then we look at the lower prices and this and this and the 50-to-1 ratio, the 70 ratio, all the way down here to 50 ratio. I think that will eventually occur because I think silver will over time outperform gold. But we're just above this trend line, and I will just make note. I guess the one positive though is look at this on the relative strength index right here. Actually, no, that's not a relative strength. No, that's a wrong one. Sorry, my apologies. I think I just drew that wrong. Give me a minute. That is incorrect. I apologize. Right there. Yeah, okay, that's probably your big one. We're just looking at the gold to silver ratio on the big macro time frame. There's that, and there's this mini one right here. There, and yeah, that's broken. I guess that's not broken. No, I won't. Oh, that's too mini. So look, I guess the positives are we've just broken above it. We haven't closed the month above it yet, and we're not above this downtrend line on the relative strength index. But really for me, I've got to stick with this uptrend line right here. While we're above it, gold's continuing to outperform silver and might continue to do so. So just bear that in mind. Watch that. On the daily time frame, we've gone into already extremely overvalued for gold in relation to silver, not in terms of its price, in terms of its relation to silver. So we're already in the extremely overvalued area on the daily time frame. On the weekly, though, we're not even anywhere near it. We're just in that general range. And as I said, on the monthly, we're just ranging right in the middle. Okay. So while we're above there, gold's looking good against silver. While it's below there, silver will continue its run against gold. That's pretty much all I need to tell you. Should you be playing the gold to silver ratio on short-term timeframes? No, don't do that, because once you sell out, buy back in premiums and all that, it's not going to be worth it. You're only looking at it for the long term. If you're, buying silver back here in the peak of 2020 when gold was incredibly overvalued, then you would buy silver here, wait till it drops, here maybe. Did you swap some of your silver for gold here, or you're waiting for the big move? Now, out of interest, this is the quarterly time frame. So we're still, if I were actually to draw in, and I will actually, because now we've posted that very quickly, you could even say that. So we're not, you could even say that really as well. So sort of maybe indeterminate for gold and silver ratio. But look, big spike. Could that be the dead cat bounce and then we head back down? Yeah, possibly. But you get into it for up here. You buy your silver and then you look to swap for gold down these kind of areas. You're playing it for the long term. Don't look at these intradays for actually doing trades, but we look at the intradays, the dailies, the weeklies in order to say where the general direction could be going. Okay, that's the gold to silver ratio. And let's finally I just want to look at the AUD USD, still tanking. Okay, still tanking. Let's go to platinum. Platinum on the weekly time frame. The head and shoulders pattern is still playing out. It's confirmed for me. Confirmed head and shoulders pattern, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and we're heading down. I'm giving you now a 90% guarantee that we are heading down to the top end of my best buy zone of between 900, watch out for anywhere down to $750 per platinum ounce, and a little interim level, which is basically in the smack bang in the middle of the best buy zone, which could potentially be your best risk to reward area of $840. But we are probably 90%, and I got to leave room to move because 10% we could just blow back up here and great for everyone. But 90% sure now we at least test this uptrend line, which basically coincides maybe a few dollars off the best buy zone of 900 to 750. Is that it for platinum? Probably is. Out of interest on the weekly time frame, we're still trending down on the weekly, so it's got a lot of room to potentially move down there. On the daily, out of interest, got room to move to go into extremely oversold territory. So that's why potentially you could see that top end of the best buy zone hit 900, 905, call it 900-ish. On the 4 hour though, out of interest on the 4 hour, we've already been in extremely oversold and we're back in the range. So that can give pause that, 10% chance we don't hit the best buy zone. Back to the monthly though. Monthly don't look good. Monthly does not look good. We're trending down at the moment, but still in that average area. So yeah, and actually look, technically we are above, although we're kissing it right now, the yellow average too. So, but I remain 90% sure the best buy zone of $900 roughly. Does that make sense? Good. That's all you need to know. All right, let's do some quick shout outs and then we will talk about the silver giveaway. How many people? 21 people watching, 17 likes, and it's great to see. See you, Mark. Mark has to go. Bye, Mark, Florida. Got to run. Go to run. Have a great day, Market, Florida. You are the coolest ever. Florida man. Every time I see Florida man, what's this bit of hair doing? God. Florida man saves lady from burning building. Florida man found dead in a dumpster. Florida man runs naked through the streets. It's always a Florida man. Excuse me 1 second. All right. I'll do it right now. Okay. Silver giveaway time. Now, it's not happening today. There is a hoop that you've got to jump through, and I've got to talk about it as well. I wasn't able to. So what am I talking about first? If you're watching this for the first time, we've hit over 500 subscribers, and I don't know if she's in the house because I haven't seen her. Tony Peterson is not here, but that's okay. Tony Peterson, who I would call our chat mum. She actually labeled herself the chat mum, but I will go with that. If I'm the chat dad, she's the chat mum. She sent me this, the wonderful woman that she is. A while ago, when we were around about probably 300 subscribers, she sent me this and said, for your 500th subscriber, please give this away as a giveaway. And this is the Jekyll Island 1 ounce silver round. Apparently, according to her, it is super rare, and it could very well be. This is made by Silver Arrow? Second Arrow Silver. So Second Arrow Silver makes this Jekyll Island round, super rare. Apparently, it's beautifully designed right there. And obviously, Jekyll Island is where they plotted and schemed to create the Federal Reserve and the full fiat monetary system, right? So that is the giveaway. It is very generous, very generous. I agree. So that is the giveaway. It is going to go to one lucky subscriber, and it will get sent to you no matter where you are in the world, free of charge. You don't have to pay for this thing. It is yours. There's going to be a couple of things. I need to quickly go through it. Number one, I wasn't able to figure out an entry form as such, like an online entry form. I just didn't have the time. So there are going to be a few things. I don't want to say it yet because then you'll do it. Couple of things. Number one, I'm going to leave the window open for the next 24 hours to get your entry in. For the next 24 hours. Number one. And why am I doing it 24 hours and not right now in the next hour? Because, this is a global show, and people, I think 24 hours, people watching internationally right now, particularly in the States, that's kind of like your evening time. So you've got time to do the thing I'm going to ask you to do. So you'll have time now, but you also have all day tomorrow to catch the show if you haven't watched it. So you'll have basically a 24-hour window for my first 500 roughly subscribers to catch the show. I think it's reasonable to catch it within the next 24 hours. If you do miss it, I do apologize, but I've just got to kind of limit it to, the 24-hour period. So within the next 24 hours, I need you to send me an email. Okay, so we're going to do it that way. You're going to send me an email to, and here we go. You're going to send me an email to, but wait, send me an email to gmstackers@gmail.com, gmstackers@gmail.com. I'm getting rid of that for a minute. I want you to put in the subject line, giveaway. Okay, that's number one. Put the subject line, giveaway. Don't send your email just yet. I would also like you, if you can, if it's possible for you to prove, I want you to tell me your YouTube subscriber name as well. So to give you an example, Minister 988 would send me an email to gmstackers@gmail.com with the subject line giveaway, and then say, "G'day, mate." Say whatever you want, or you can just put Minister 988 in the subject line or in the body of the email. That's fine, and that will register you as one of the entry. That registers your entry in the thing. Okay, and so what we'll do is anyone who does all of that, I will collate all of those within the first 24 hours of this video. So from 9:30 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time until 9:30 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. Okay, if you missed the window, I do apologize, but I do think that 24-hour window is decent enough for, people. Now, what I will say is do you agree with that? Do we agree with those terms? Is 24 hours enough for you? The reason why I'm deciding to make it 24 hours, and this is actually, I've been thinking about you guys for this, because what I'd like to do is I would love, preferably, for the first 500-ish subscribers to have the main chance. Because what could happen potentially, I don't know, depending, this video could go gangbusters and get 1,000 views, and then all of a sudden, or it could trend after 24 hours, it could start trending, I don't know, for some reason, who the hell knows. So let's say after 24 hours, it starts trending and then it gets thousands of views. It's not going to happen, but let's say just in case it does, you'll get that email in a second, Hazza. Just in case it does, there'll be a whole bunch of people watching and going, I'm going to hit the subscribe button and send the email, even though I just subscribed because I just found out about the giveaway and I really only care about the giveaway. And there will be some people going, I'm just going to subscribe and enter hit the enter form, get my entry in, and then I'm going to unsubscribe. I want to be loyal to the family. So 24-hour window it's going to be, and you're saying you agree. Yes, that's fair. Yes, Joe, that's fair. Strange as says I agree. I agree too. So 24 hours you've got. And you will send the email to, as I said, gmstackers@gmail.com. Send them now if you want while we're talking. gmstackers. Subject line, giveaway. Then somewhere either in the subject line or the body of the email, put your YouTube handle. It could be just like Ben Ferrugia. It could be just his first and last name, or it could be Minister988, or it could be Strange As, for example. Okay? Yes, Tony can. Yes, if she wants. Tony can enter and win back the thing. Yes, she can. She could if she wanted to. Okay? Because that's all fair. Why not? Why not win back your thing? Yes, gmstackers@gmail.com. G'day, Debt is great. Good one, says Debt is great. First time listener on the show. First time live watcher. So, GM Stackers, lastly, again, let me go over it. 1 ounce silver round giveaway to anyone in the world, free of charge. You must, in the 24-hour period, it cuts off at 9:30 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Any emails I receive after that time will be void. Unfortunately, sorry, it's got to do it to be fair to everyone. In the subject line, giveaway, and then either in the subject line or the body of the email, your username on YouTube. Now, if you don't watch this on YouTube, you happen to watch on Facebook. If you only watch on Facebook or you only watch on Twitter, just say, my Facebook name is blah, blah, blah. Okay? So then on, let's say, Monday or Tuesday, hopefully Monday if I get time, I will collate all of those emails and I'll do a list. I will then assign a number to that list, right? And I will show you that list. So what we'll show you on the screen, this is how I think it's going to work. I'll show you a little spreadsheet. It'll have a list of all the entries and I'll have a number against it. And then we will do live a number generator thing, between one. I expect me to get roughly maybe max 50 entries. 500 subscribers, 5% maybe might get in. So 50 entries maybe max, I'm guessing, unless it goes gangbusters. So there'll be that list. There'll be random number assigned. I'll do a random number generator, match the number to the name. That is the winner. And then I've got to match that up. I'll confirm that and match it up with your email address and all that. And then you're the winner and you win this beautiful 1 ounce thing. I'm going to do that and I'll get rid of that. So that's gmstackers@gmail.com. That's email now is going away. You've heard the rules. You've heard all that. Give me 1 second. I bet I have. What do you know? What do you know? We already have someone who has entered. And I'll let you know. Hey, strange as, just got your entry. So Strange As is the first one to enter at gmstackers@gmail.com. Thank you. So that is the silver giveaway. Now I'm going to show this one more time just out of interest because... Why? Because I'm just getting my thumbnail. So I'm probably good enough, but just bear with me a minute. I just want to do that. Come on. Right there, and move that out the way. Sorry. I do this for my thumbnail as well. Close enough for jazz. So that'll go gangbusters. This video will go through the roof. But again, you're that 24-hour period. All right, that's it, people. Going to do some quick shout-outs, and then we've got to get out of here because I've got stuff to do, and so do you. So let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Where did I get up to? Any questions? Any blah, blah, blah? CT, some rate cuts in the US, and the market starts to fall apart. Some rate cuts. Yep. Then it's go time for silver. Yes. Ray M. Bugger, workers calling, got to go. See you later, mate. You're already out. Lance, other thing is the long and short-term yields are almost uninverted after a long time. Let's see. They're getting close to crossing again, and that signals issues, in my opinion. I love the fact that you talk amongst each other. It's great, and then I get to read them out. CT, not sure of them, blah, 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 blah. All right, excellent. Like and subscribe from Tony. What's going on here, Pete Repeat and Tony? Why are you in direct line of contact with Tony, Mr. Pete? Am I detecting something? So CT, okay, cool. I thought Tony would be here for 500 subs. Okay, no, so. But yes, you're doing it on Tony's behalf. I appreciate that. I thought Tony would be here, but that's okay. Tony's got a million things to do. Let's see. Arthur says, GMS, great to see you. Welcome to the show. We're nearly finished it. It is a lovely coin. A lovely coin. And as I said before, it is very generous of her. You said, yes, it's fair about those rules. Minister 98 says, I better win. Well, you better get your entry in gmstackers@gmail.com. And you've heard all the rules. Yes, you made it, Ben. Don't forget to send in your entry if you want. Yes, Tony can win it. And I agree. And that's pretty much it, people. G'day, fam. Happy Friday. Yes, happy Friday to everyone. Don't give a time. Yeah, don't give it. I'm going to give a time code for the giveaway. I still want to allow the 500 and something subscribers we've got already 24 hours to watch the show. Yes, I will give a time code for the giveaway, but if you're watching this in 3 days' time, you can't enter the thing. Don't bother. Don't bother about sending the email. It's cutting off after 24 hours. 9:30 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on Saturday. Well, Saturday Australian Eastern Standard Time, Saturday morning our time. But I will give a time code. That Jekyll Island round is fire. I absolutely agree. You're good. And Ash's Gold Adventure. Ash's Gold Adventure. It's great to see you. Looks like are you a new subscriber or just a first-time live listener? Ash's Gold Adventure, even if you are a first-time subscriber and you've just subscribed now, that's okay. I'm cool with that. You are welcome to enter the thing. As I said, 24 hours you've got to. I understand there'll be some new subscribers in the 24 hours. And yes, I do also understand there's going to be a couple of you that will do the I'm going to subscribe, get into the giveaway, and then I'll probably unsubscribe later. I get it. It's life. It's an incentive, and that will happen. I'm not saying that's you at all. I'm just saying I know that's going to happen, and that's okay as long as we don't get too many. That's why I'm doing that 24-hour period. And email sent for Black Coal. I'm sure it has been received. And actually, what I'll do, I will send each of you a reply to say that it has been received and you're in the draw. How does that sound too? Is that fair? Good. And we already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ash just got yours. We've got 5 entries so far. Fantastic. It could just be 1 of 5. You could have a 1 in 5 chance. Now we'll probably get more. That is it, people. I've got to go. Grab your tasty beverage for the synchronized slurp, the favorite part of your day. Obviously, we get to do it twice, once at the beginning, once at the end. Here we go. In 3, 2. Silver's in the best buy zone. Over 500 subscribers. Giveaway central. And it's the end of the week too. Get your entries in. You've read the caveats. Don't complain to me if you're not in the entry. You've got that 24-hour period. Living Adam Man got here just in time, and I'm about to go. GMS says Living Adam Man, GMS mate. And that's it, people. You know what to do. We're going to end it with the theme music. Yes, too late, Living Adam Man, but watch back. Watch it within 24 hours. Watch the time codes for the entry. Watch the replay as soon as it finishes, and watch the entry details. The certain things you got to do in order to enter. That is it, people. Stay safe. Stay informed. Keep stacking. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you on Monday hopefully for the giveaway draw. Stay well. Great weekend. See ya.